And joining us now is the Punjab Chief Minister, Captain Amrinder Singh. Thank you, Captain, for joining us. First and foremost, you have been accused of instigating farmers to continue their protests by the government and the BJP. They're claiming that the farmers are only from one state, Punjab, that farmers are being used as pawns by your party. You've just heard, we've just played out that bite of the Haryana Chief Minister claiming these are not our farmers, even though, of course, it must be said that we have spoken to many farmers on the ground in these protests who have said that they are from Haryana. Still, what is your response to these charges?
A load of bull. That is my response. I mean, if Mr. Khattar can't run, he has to fire his gun off my shoulder. Let him fire it. I don't care. Everyone knows what the reality is. Everyone knows it is a spontaneous reaction of the Punjab farmer who works like hell. And he's this year produced a record wheat and paddy crop worth 7,500 crores. And he wants to ensure that his future of his children remains the same. So if he gets agitated and he feels one way and moves, it is doing the Punjab government. I mean, I've even seen a statement saying that some two people of the CMO with the identity cards were roaming around. I don't know why these fellows have to tell lies. This fellow Khattar is an absolute, what should I say, a complete dishonest character.
But Mr. Khattar, he's also repeated a claim that he says that he's been trying to contact you since the Farmers' March began. He says that he's received no response. Is that true?
Well, let me tell you something. That if the Chief Minister of my neighbouring state rang me 3 times and I didn't answer, that's a very silly charge to make on me. When I can respond to the Home Minister of India, when I can get a call and I speak to the Prime Minister of India, I can't speak to my neighbouring Chief Minister. For 3 calls he had to make on me. This is because he doesn't know what to say, so he says this. And in the meantime, I want to ask him one thing. That Government of India is allowing our farmers to go and sit in Delhi and go and meet them and go and sit there and then, of course, talk to them. And Punjab is not stopping our Punjab farmer from going to Delhi because it's his right. It's our national, the capital and the road. They can walk along the road and going. Why are you trying to stop them? What are you gaining by it? You're a little tiny area between 2 states. Why are you trying to tear gas my farmers and water cannon them and beat them with dandas? You saw an old man being beaten with a danda. I mean, are these things what states are meant for? When we are not stopping them and Delhi is not Delhi is welcoming them, then who are you to stop the people in between? That's one. And the second thing about your telephone calls are, you will not get any telephone call from me from now onwards. I can tell him. You can tell him that from my side. I will until he apologizes to the Punjab farmers what he has done. I mean, beaten them mercilessly for no rhyme or reason. For what? For stating what they feel? For going to Delhi, which is their capital city, to go and tell the government and their own national government what they feel? Is that not permitted in this country? And I think Khattar can try 10 times ringing me now. I will not pick up his call. I don't like this dishonest behavior.
Well, you both seem to be having a back and forth on Twitter. But Captain Amrinder Singh, let's step back, look at the bigger picture. Prime Minister Modi says that these are much needed reforms that will benefit the farmers. And the BJP points out that the Congress, when in power in the 90s, had ushered in defining reforms. And now they're saying you're opposed to these farm sector reforms that the BJP government says is long overdue, that are transformative. So they say that this is hypocritical.
I think this is completely misinforming the people. That is not what was decided by the Congress party. The Congress party never said that they will do with the Mandi system and the Artiya system. They just said that the corporate world can come in to buy, as they are doing now. What are they not doing it in Punjab?
I've got buying potatoes.
Pepsi Cola buying potatoes here. I've got ITC buying potatoes here. I see my Kenos are going to industry in Bombay and Madras. What is wrong in that? That is going on. But why are you stopping a system which has worked for 100 years, which is the lifeline of our small farmer in our area, where there's an Artiya system which has worked and it's got a close relationship. It's a family sort of relationship with a small farmer. If a small farmer at night finds one of his family members ill and he hasn't got any money, he goes and knocks on the door of the Artiya and he takes 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 to take his children to his family member to the hospital. Will he do that with the corporate world? So while the corporate world can carry on doing what it's doing, Why are you killing an institution which has remained there for 100 years? Before the Green Revolution came in 66. This has been going from long before that. Why are you stopping that? Let that carry on and let this carry on. Everyone can coexist, for God's sake.
So is the basic issue the assured MSP? Because Prime Minister Modi, the Union Agriculture Minister, they keep reassuring that this MSP is going to stay. They've even declared the MSP for Rabi crops earlier than scheduled. So why doubt them?
We are not doubting them. I am not doubting them. I don't think the farmers are doubting them. What they're doubting is the fact that tomorrow, if the BJP government is not here, then if a new government comes, which is not Congress, Congress will give it to them. But if we are not here, then there's some third force emerges as a party and they say we are not going to do it then. So why can't you bring this as part of the constitutional process? If you made your bills and it's not in that, then amend your Food Security Act and bring it in that yes, MSP will remain and the FCI will be the support agency. Can you not do that? So that for the farmer remains assured that regardless of which government comes, his food and his family will be taken care of.
So again, they will point out that, so if the Congress is now asking, as the farmers are asking, that this should be made a legal right, why did the Congress not do this when the Congress has been in power at the center for so many decades?
Well, because it's never raised, it was never raised. Nobody ever had any doubt on what the Congress was doing. Every year an MSP was fixed. Every year there was an increase in MSP and everyone got it. Whether the increase was 30 rupees or 10 rupees or 5 rupees, that's a different issue. It carried on. So nobody doubted the Congress was not going to do it. It's subsequent to that, when these new bills came, that's when the doubts rose. And even though this government is saying that we have already, I've heard the Prime Minister saying that MSP rahega. I've heard the Agriculture Minister saying it rahega. But it is continuity what the farmers want. And that is what I think the Government of India has to look at now. If you don't want to amend those bills, then amend your Food Security Act and put it in that.
Okay. So the Agriculture Minister says that the centre is ready for talks. They've invited the farmers, but that's only on the 3rd of December. At the same time, they're saying don't hold these protests at a time when the number of coronavirus cases are booming.
Well, you know, the farmers, doesn't that indicate something to you? That regardless of the coronavirus, farmers have gone to Delhi when they know there's a increase in the number of cases in Delhi, because it's much beyond this. It's not them. You saw that old man who's going to be beaten by the lathi. He must have been about 78 years old. And he's not bothered about himself. He knows he's got a few years left. He's looking after, waiting to see what his children will get, how he can secure his children's future. And you must remember this, that 75% of Punjab is under the age of under the ownership of 5 acres of land. And out of this, half the people own less than that even, maybe 1, 2 or 3 acres. Now, there's 2 children today, then it'll come down to 1 acre, will become half an acre each. How do they survive? For God's sake, let us look at their future. Let's not think in sitting in making laws and all in air-conditioned rooms. It's those poor people who are the people who are going to matter. It's not going to matter to Amrinder Singh. It's going to be matter to all my little farmers who are sitting there and who don't know what's going to happen to their children and grandchildren. And why? What is the harm in bringing about some sort of constitutional guarantee on this? When you brought constitutional guarantees, another thing, you brought it on the GST, whether you give the GST or not. I mean, we are not getting the GST, even though there's a constitutional guarantee. But nevertheless, we can fight our battles. What about the small farmer? He can't fight his battle. So give it to him. What is the harm in bringing a little amendment somewhere or the other? How many amendments has the Constitution had since independence? God alone knows. I've lost count. But we are having these amendments are going on all the time. So bring an amendment in which, whether it's in the Food Security Act or whether it's the Parliamentary Act, bring it out and get on with it.
And ironically, the GDP figures yesterday, the only green shoots were in the agriculture sector. That's a, heartfelt plea. You've spoken up for the farmers. But Chief Minister Amrinder Singh, there's a twin attack on you. Not just the Haryana Chief Minister, the Haryana BJP chief also is condemning and targeting you over these farmer protests. He says it's sponsored by you and that if you are truly pro-farmer, then you should also listen to the farmers of Haryana and ensure that Punjab gives the Satluj Yamuna link canal water to the state. So clearly there's much politics being played here. But what would you say in response to that?
I'm not going to answer that. That's a matter which has come through the Supreme Court. It has to be decided by the Supreme Court. We'll see when the time comes. It is going to come up sometime due. The Supreme Court asked the Water Resources Minister to call the Chief Ministers of Punjab and Haryana and have discussions with them. The day I was supposed to go there, both the Water Resources Minister and the Haryana Chief Minister went down with COVID. So we haven't had a meeting. So whenever they call it, we'll have a meeting then. That is on that score. But let's leave that in a different compartment and just talk about Punjab's food first. We give 40%. We are 2% of India, land and people. And we give 40% to the food pool. We have worked our butts off since 1966 when we were on the PL 480. And we are the ones who brought all this the new food grains and all, and made India self-sufficient, and we continue to do it. And don't think that if you think you can do without Punjab, you can't do without Punjab. I'm told predictions are that with this new weather pattern that's coming, maybe next year will be a drought year. Who will you turn on then? You will turn on us. Let us work. Let us do it, and let our little farmer benefit from that. I really sometimes wonder if anyone ever thinks beyond what's on their table. Let's think beyond. Let's have some sort of understanding of what is going on in this country and in this world before we come to decisions. Take decisions.
When staying with politics, lastly, for once, you and the Akali seem to be on the same side. In fact, both you and Harsimrat Badal had identical tweets on Constitution Day saying it's a sad irony that the constitutional right of farmers is being oppressed in this manner. Almost the Punjab voter is not going to be able to tell the difference between the two of you in the next assembly elections, maybe.
Well, I don't think that. It's because everyone knows what Harsimrat Badal has been doing. When the ordinances were brought in front of the Union Cabinet, Council of Ministers, which side was she on? She voted. She approved those ordinances, and then similarly, her husband was Akali Dal president. Why didn't he come to my all-party meeting on this issue? So don't do that. People are very smart nowadays. They go through this, so don't think she can get away with it. But yes, Akali Dal is very much in it. All the langars of Delhi are supplying food to the people. Similarly, Aam Aadmi Party is in it. Any party of Punjab is in it because they know what exactly is going around and what would affect the farmer. And they are worried. And they are worried for the farmer the same way I'm worried. It's not us trying to provoke anyone. You don't need provocation. When something like this happened, it spontaneously it comes up. And it's come up this way. So whether they say that I'm I'm the commander-in-chief of this great march on Delhi and all bull. And I think the sooner I don't understand one thing. They've got so many agencies in Delhi, the intelligence agency. Why don't you just ask them instead of making these funny statements on television?
So you support any party, even if it's the opposition, the Akalis, as long as they are supporting the farmers. Lastly, Captain Amrinder Singh, Chief Minister Singh, you've tweeted that I welcome the centre's decision to allow farmers to enter Delhi to exercise the democratic right to protest. They should also now initiate immediate talks to address farmers' concerns on the farm laws and resolve the simmering issue. What is the way to resolve this issue according to you?
Not for me to say, but yes, I tweeted that. I want this issue. I'm happy that the government of India allowed them in and is also going to talk to them. They've said third. Now Tomar is saying that it could be earlier than third, better still, because it's affecting my state. It's going to affect my future crop. It's going to affect my industry's functioning. If any other train stoppages and all start happening here, and overall, it's going to affect the security of the nation, because I'm a border state with Pakistan and I know what those guys are up to. So my interest is secure Punjab and a safe Punjab, and a Punjab which can look to its own economic development while looking after the nation's security. So that is it. So these sort of statements being made by irresponsible politicians, including the Haryana Chief Minister, should be thrown out of the window.
Captain Amrinder Singh, Chief Minister of Punjab, thank you for joining us for your time tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.